Yo, 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 what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking, all right? So as people come in, please make sure that you guys smash that like button. Please make sure that you share the video out. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you hit that bell icon on the subscription part of the page so that you get notifications every time your boy goes live or every time your boy drops a video. All right. So as everybody comes in, make sure that you say what's up. Also, if you're watching this video on the replay, please make sure that you leave a comment on the replay. All right. That definitely helps with moving the video to the 2 or 3 people that YouTube will move the video to in the algorithm. All right. So let's check out what we got right here. All right. C19. It's been a while since we talked about C19. There are some updates and some interesting things popping off with C19. So let's check that out. All right. What we got popping off is in Saudi Arabia, they've imposed travel restrictions on 16 countries amid a fresh C19 outbreak. Now, here's what I find fascinating. You're not really hearing too much about C19 in the news, but it's still out there. It's still causing issues. You know what I mean? It hasn't gone anywhere. It's still out here in the matrix causing problems. You know what I mean? So one of the questions that I would have to ask people is how come nobody's really saying too much about it? How come nobody's talking about C19 anymore? Why hasn't it been in the news or why hasn't it been in the media? That's a question that, if anybody has any answers or, any thoughts on that, I think it'd be a good discussion. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, as the cases of COVID have resurfaced due to Omicron's subvariants, Saudi Arabia has decided to ban its people from traveling to 16 different countries. All right. So my question for everybody is, what are the countries that you think Saudi Arabia banned travel from? I find that interesting. Who's actually still dealing with a C19 outbreak? You know what I mean? Who are the countries that have it so bad that Saudi Arabia has looked at them? They've looked at their C19 numbers and they said, you know what I mean? We kind of need to ban travel from these areas. What countries do you think that those might be? Drop them in the comment section, all right? So now here it says, as many global nations confront yet another wave of C19 due to Omicron's subvariants, Saudi Arabia on Sunday, May 23rd, imposed a ban on travel to 16 countries. All right. So here they are, including India, Lebanon, Syria, Turkey, Iran, Afghanistan, Yemen, Somalia, Ethiopia, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Libya, Indonesia, Vietnam, Armenia, Belarus, and Venezuela, as per the reports of the Gulf News. Now, I haven't heard anything outstanding as far as those countries having significant C19 outbreaks, but that's pretty concerning. That's a lot of countries. We got Black Queen Genius in the building. What up with it, Black Queen Genius? B1, good to see you as always. Hope that all is well. How do you feel about this travel ban that's popping off? And we got more that we're going to be talking about too. So now here it says the General Directorate of Passports of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia announced that apart from these 16 countries, Saudi nationals who wish to travel to non-Arab nations must have a passport valid for more than 6 months. Now, here's my question. How is that stopping the spread of C19? That's an interesting restriction to put on things. My question is, do you all feel that that'll help? Do you feel that that'll hurt? Or do you think that it'll do anything at all? I think that it's a fascinating thing to do. I don't know how effective that'll be in stopping the spread of COVID-19, because my question would be, what does that do for people who already have it? How does that stop them from spreading it? All that does is stop people who just recently got passports from going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, it further adds that for the journey to Arab countries, the passport should have a validity of at least 3 months, according to the Saudi Gazette. It also announced that citizens traveling to other Gulf Cooperation Council countries must have a national ID card that is valid for 3 months. For travel, the original ID card and family registry are mandated. Now, these are fascinating travel requirements. These are very interesting travel requirements. And I'll tell you what else I've never heard of. I've never heard of Gulf Cooperation Council countries. I didn't know that that was a thing. I also find it interesting that they're talking about a family registry is mandated. My question to everybody is, what is a family registry? Have you ever had to deal with that at the airport? So now here it says, General Directorate of Passports also stressed that Saudis traveling outside the kingdom must be inoculated with 3 doses of the C19 vaccine. Woo! Man, while people aren't talking about C19, it's going down. They're still locking things down, making people get that jab. Still making people get that jab, ladies and gentlemen. So now here it says children aged 16 and 12 must receive 2 doses of the jab. Exemptions will be granted to those groups who have been granted an exception for medical reasons. Now, here's my question. How do you feel about that? What if they decided to do something like that here in the United States? Would people be okay with it? We got my man AB Promotions in the building. Shout out to my man AB Promotions. My man says, I'm up past my bedtime. What's good, Robin Chat? What's going on with you, bro? Nothing wrong with getting in trouble past your bedtime, hanging out, kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Your boy got a couple streams that I got planned for tonight. You know what I'm saying? Some pretty interesting stuff. It's going to be a little stream marathon. You know what I'm saying? Your boy got to get back up to par. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, and like I said, I'm going to try to start doing more streams, and I'm going to try to start putting in more streams and videos, especially about content that people send me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, your boy is going to be trying to do that. Look at that. We got Maya Wolves in the building. What up with it, Maya? Good to see you. It's everybody's bedtime. I got a question, man. Let me ask all y'all something. Do y'all all go to bed at 7 o'clock at night? If y'all do, I ain't mad at it. I'm just curious. Is that what y'all do? Is that what y'all do? Don't look. I ain't gonna say nothing. If that's what you do, that's what you do. Sometimes your boy got to go to bed early. I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, earlier on May 17th, medical officials in Saudi Arabia reported 621 new instances of COVID-19, bringing the surge of COVID-19 cases to a high once more. Turkey is also on the list of countries to which Saudi nationals are not permitted to travel. Saudi Airlines resumed commercial flights to Istanbul, Turkey at the beginning of this month after a nearly 2-year hiatus due to restrictions imposed to combat the spread of COVID-19. Now, here's my question for everybody. Is there any countries here in the United States that we're not allowed to travel to? Look at this. Look at this. Everybody going to sleep. Shouts out to my man D-Buck over there on Twitch. What up with it, D-Buck? What's good with you, bro? We got Albie Black in the building. What's up with it, bro? Sup, chat? Checking in before I shut these eyes. You know what I was thinking about doing? Y'all remember that album by Devin the Dude where he was sitting on the toilet and he got that song Sitting on the Toilet, boo-booing? I was going to make that and I was going to paste Amber Heard's face on it and post it on the community wall on my other channel. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about doing it. Like that's the kind of shit that your boy is on today. I was thinking about taking precious time out of my day to sit down and do that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what your boy is on. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 5 likes. If everybody watching could bang on that like button, that would be awesome. That would definitely help get the video up. We got a Facebook user popping off. What's good with it, Facebook user? I think that's my man, Jesse Miller. Shouts out to my man, Jesse Miller, over there on Facebook. And if you guys are interested in hitting up the C19 channel Facebook page, all you got to do is just go over to the about section on the page and just follow all those social medias. You'll never miss a notification. You know what I mean? AB Promotion says that's actually a Biz Marquee rap. Toilet stool rap. Man, that's hilarious, man. What happened to rap, man? We gotta have that stream eventually. And speaking of what happened to rap, we're gonna talk about Lizzo a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? She got some interesting developments popping off, and people like discussing Lizzo. So, we'll talk about her. We ain't gonna go in on her and go all crazy and shit, but we're gonna look at some things and we're gonna ask a couple questions here or there. You know what I'm saying? So now there are no monkeypox in Saudi Arabia, but we are going to talk about monkeypox. We are going to talk about monkeypox because there are monkeypox elsewhere. In the meantime, the World Health Organization has confirmed 80 cases of monkeypox in 11 countries and is seeking to better comprehend the outbreak's scope and source. The Saudi Ministry of Health has assured the public that no cases of monkeypox have been identified in the nation as of yet. Abdullah Azari, the kingdom's deputy minister of health for preventative health, stated that the kingdom has the ability to monitor and detect any potential monkeypox cases, as well as fight the infection if a new case occurs. So now that's interesting. This is an article from May 23rd. So it's fairly new, kind of old, but fairly new at the same time. You know what I'm saying? These things change kind of fast. So now I found this article fascinating. We got Abby Normal in the building. What up with it, Abby? Did you all hear that there are allegations of the U.S. having a biolab where monkeypox spread in Nigeria? If you guys heard about that, give me a thumbs up in the chat. If you didn't hear about that, give me a thumbs down in the chat. Yeah, Nightbot on some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? You know how the Nightbot do. Nightbot is definitely on some dumb shit. U.S. has biolabs where monkeypox spread in Nigeria, and this is according to Moscow. Russia says that it possessed new information about U.S. biolabs around the world, mainly in Ukraine and Africa. Now, that's interesting. Here's my question to you all. What do you all think about that? You guys remember at the beginning of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, they talked about some biolabs that the United States had over there in Ukraine. Now this. My question is, what is you guys' thoughts about that? What do you guys think about that? So now here it says the Russian Defense Ministry has learned about 10 U.S. projects in Ukraine where Washington and Kyiv collaborated on pathogens of highly dangerous infections, as revealed on Friday by Igor Kirilov, the head of radiation, chemical, and biological defense of the Russian armed forces. There is information about the implementation of 10 similar projects, including UP3, UP6, UP8, and UP10, which included work with pathogens, especially of dangerous and economically significant infections. Crimean Congo fever, leptospirosis, tick-borne encephalitis, and African swine fever, Kirilov told a press briefing. That's kind of concerning. Ashanti Black says, nope, didn't hear. I'm scared to put emojis. Nightbot might slap me. That's hilarious. Jesse says U.S. would not have any labs anywhere doing anything unethical. I know, right? Abby says it's not surprising to me. I know. Like, we hear this kind of stuff, and it's just basically like, okay, well, you know, this isn't surprising to us anymore. This is interesting. You know what I'm saying? So now here says the lives of the people of Ukraine and Europe have been jeopardized by the poor handling of pathogens, incompetence, corruption, and destructive U.S. influence. Now, here's my question, guys. What do you guys think about this? What are the implications of this? What does this mean to you all? U.S. biolabs operating in monkeypox infected areas of Nigeria. The United States is operating at least 4 U.S. biological laboratories in Nigeria. Therefrom, monkeypox was spread. Kirillov recited during the World Health Organization's reports on the origin of the outbreak. According to the WHO report, the West African strain of the monkeypox pathogen originated from Nigeria, another country where the United States has deployed its biological infrastructure. Now, I find that fascinating, and I want to know what you guys in the comments think about what does that mean? The United States deployed its biological infrastructure. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? According to available information, there are at least 4 biological laboratories controlled by Washington and Nigeria, Killarov explained. Now, here's my question. I think that we should get the official word from the Nigerian government about this. Now, how do you think that that'll go? What do you guys think that that would look like? He also went on to call the UN health watchdog to investigate the operations of U.S. financed facilities in Nigeria. I think that that's interesting. I think that that's fascinating. AB says, what's surprising is African people still think Europeans are there to help and not to use them as guinea pigs. I mean, the evidence does not support that thought process. The evidence doesn't support that thought process here in the United States, let alone in Africa. Here's my question. Why would people still think such naive things? That's the question. What do you guys think? Why do people still have that kind of thought process? Abby says, I do wonder about that too. Like they know, but need them too. I don't know. And that's a good point. Maybe the United States government is sliding somebody some money somewhere. Where would they be where would they be sliding money at? Killarov said that there were documents found in biolabs in Ukraine and prepared by U.S. experts that detailed training in emergency response to smallpox outbreaks. The lack of proper controls and violations of biosecurity requirements in the United States can lead to the use of this pathogen for terrorist purposes, Kirillov stressed. The Russian Defense Ministry announced that Ukrainian biolabs were part of a global monitoring system controlled by the Pentagon, which allowed the U.S. to control their work remotely. Moscow also exhibited documents confirming the organization of military biological work by the Pentagon, represented by the U.S. Department of Defense Threat Reduction Department. Now, here's my question for you guys. Will there be any consequence that the United States may have to face as a result of this? That's my question. Do you all think that the United States will be facing any consequences as a result of this? Let your boy know. The founders, according to the documents provided by the Russian ministry, are Hunter Biden and his investment fund, Rosemont Seneca, and George Soros and his notorious Open Society Foundation. Now, that's interesting. That's interesting. Those are some interesting documents. Those are some very, very interesting documents. So now my question for you guys is, what do you know about monkeypox? I did a stream on it a while back. If you guys saw that stream, let your boy know. We're going to talk about what the symptoms are. We're going to talk about what it looks like. Monkeypox outbreaks, symptoms, how it spreads, and more. So let me ask you guys the question. Do you guys know the answers to this off the rip? What does it look like? What are the symptoms? How does it spread? How do you prevent it from spreading? How do you know if you have it? Do I need to wear a mask up in here? Anybody up in here got monkeypox? Albie Black says he saw it and it's gross. Yeah, it's disgusting. Abby says they look like they hurt, like chicken pox with the extra ouch. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. So let's check this out. What's happening? Monkeypox is already an endemic in some countries. Now, cases are emerging in many places that don't normally report the disease. Why it matters. Even though the disease has appeared in the U.S. before, outbreaks of monkeypox in more countries pose a public health threat. What it means for you. Anyone who's been in close physical contact with someone with monkeypox can get the disease. So now what this says is the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has issued a level 2 travel alert for monkeypox, which means travelers should practice caution regarding the monkeypox outbreak. Here's my question. Did you all know that there was any kind of travel issue with monkeypox? I didn't know that they had upgraded anything like that, but apparently they have. You know what I'm saying? This includes avoiding close contact with people who are sick, avoiding meat from wild animals or game, and seeking medical care immediately if you think you are exposed to monkeypox or have symptoms of it. The alert is in response to cases of the disease that are spreading throughout North America, Europe, and other regions where the disease isn't normally endemic, raising concerns that the current outbreak will continue to grow and that monkeypox may have actually been spreading more widely for a while. Investigations are ongoing, but the sudden appearance of monkeypox in many countries at the same time suggests that there may have been undetected transmission for some time. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said at a briefing earlier this month. Monkeypox is a disease caused by orthopox virus, and that virus that causes it belongs to the same family as the viruses that cause smallpox and cowpox. Monkeypox is endemic in West and Central Africa. Reports of it are rare in the United States, but not heard of. There were 2 reported cases last year and 47 cases in 2003, and an outbreak linked to pet prairie dogs. How many of you guys got a pet prairie dog? We got my man Red Raven Rucker in the building. What's going on with it, Red Raven Rucker? Good to see you as always. So now here it says in the U.S. this year, there have been at least 35 cases of monkeypox across 15 states, according to the CDC. The U.S. has confirmed its first case of monkeypox in mid-May, joining the list of other countries that don't technically report these cases of the disease. In other words, in countries where monkeypox isn't an endemic. Look at this. Men who have sex with men are being disproportionately affected in the current U.S. outbreak and in other countries. It says men who have sex with men. That's what it says here. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to think about. You know what I'm saying? You know what they say. Make sure you quote, choose right. You know what I'm saying? We got my man Hob in the building. Shouts out to my man Hob. What up with it, bro? Good to see you as always. And ladies and gentlemen, we have 11 people watching. If everybody smashes that like button, we will have 17 likes. Please make sure y'all smash that like button. Also, make sure that y'all share the video out. you know what I'm saying, to all your followers. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that bell icon twice. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all do that. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, with the number of cases that have been diagnosed in other countries, it was only a matter of time before there was a case in the United States, said Dr. Amish Aldalja, an infectious disease expert and a senior scholar at the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security. Now, you know we got to bring it back. What is Johns Hopkins famous for? One thing that Johns Hopkins is famous for is illegally harvesting the stem cells of Henrietta Lacks and not paying her family or getting consent for that. You know what I'm saying? My man Bronze the God says, when you try to watch the game, but you got to support your boy stream. Which game? Who we talking? Boston and Golden State? You know what I'm saying? Fuck Golden State. Fuck Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shouts out to my man AB Promotion for supporting the stream. You know what I'm saying? You guys all know what the deal is. Cash App contributions, they get posted on the community wall. You know what I'm saying? That is definitely appreciated. Shouts out to my man AB Promotion for that. When we post those contributions to the channel, when I say that you guys literally make the next stream possible, I literally mean that. You guys literally do. So make sure you guys smash that like button, and you know what I'm saying, always show some love to those people that show support to the channel, because it definitely helps. You know what I'm saying? It helps us grow, which is exactly what we need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Adalia said scientists are trying to get a handle on what's happening epidemiologically to explain why the outbreaks appear different from other outbreaks that have occurred outside of Africa, where most cases have been concentrated. I think it's something to watch and see how extensive the spread may be, but there is no reason for alarm or panic over any of this, Adalia said. Monkeypox isn't new, he added, and we've already had some tools to stop the spread, including smallpox vaccines. Now, here's my question. I get all that. Why is it spreading the way that it's spreading now? Yeah, I have never been to California. I'd love to go. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to check it out. I'm a sucker for palm trees, man. Any place where there's some palm trees, you ain't gonna catch me fighting to go there. You know what I'm saying? I if anything, I will fight to get there. You know what I'm saying? So here's what we know. All right. What I know is that I don't see any lips on this organism. That's what I know. So, you know what I'm saying? I just want to throw that out there real quick. I find it fascinating how people with lips can be called this. And it also doesn't have hair. You know what I'm saying? Like the kind of hair that I have. I just something else that I noticed about that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What is monkeypox and how severe is it? That's the question, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think. What is monkeypox and how severe is it? You know what I'm saying? Bronze the God said that he's been to California a few times and loved it. I bet. I'm telling you, man, it's hard to not love places where there's warm weather, palm trees, and other nice things. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to not love them kind of places. You know what I'm saying? Monkeypox is a zoonotic disease. That means that it's transmitted from animals to humans, which I don't know if people are familiar, but most diseases are zoonotic diseases. I think that's a better name. Did you guys see Dr. Fauci on the thumbnail? Caught him before he shaved his head. Literally the front of it. You know what I'm saying? It's caused by an orthopox virus, which also causes smallpox, though smallpox is considered more clinically severe than monkeypox. All right. So now here it says there are two clades of monkeypox virus, according to the World Health Organization, including the West African clade and the Congo Basin clade. The West African strain, which has been identified in recent cases, according to a May 26 presentation by the WHO, has a fatality rate of less than 1. The Congo Basin or Central African clade has a higher mortality rate of up to 10% per the World Health Organization. So the one that is of the most concern is the Congo Basin or Central African clade. Now, what I'm curious about is what strain of it are we dealing with here in the United States? AV Promotion says other nice things. Yes. Yes. Like open gyms on beaches and quote unquote and such. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says monkeypox was first discovered in the 1950s in colonies of monkeys that were being researched, according to the CDC. But it's also been found in squirrels, rats, and other animals. The first human case was discovered in 1970. Now, this is the question that I think a lot of people are asking and are going to ask about, because C19 seems to be the new measuring stick to measure everything against as far as diseases goes. How do you catch monkeypox? Does it compare to COVID? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Monkeypox spreads between people primarily through contact with infectious sores, scabs, or body fluids, according to the CDC. But it can also be spread prolonged face-to-face contact via respiratory droplets or by touching contaminated clothing or bedding. We got Carla Lockhart in the building. What up with it, Carla? Good to see you. Shouts out. At a media briefing last week, Tedros said that most cases in the recent outbreak have been reported. Look at this. Most cases in the recent outbreak have been reported in men who have sex with men, who have shown up in sexual health clinics with symptoms. The close contact you have with a sexual partner may expose you to monkeypox, and the current outbreak is linked to social networks or activity within, quote, some communities. Now, I find this fascinating. They're not saying LGBTQ. Here's my question. Why aren't they saying LGBTQ? Why are we not using that terminology? Now, here's my question. Is this politically correct to call these people men who have sex with men? Somebody in that equation doesn't feel that they're a man. So why is the media describing it as that? How is it appropriate to describe it as that now with the standards that we have? Does that make any sense? So, like I said before, when it comes to these news reports, I find it fascinating with these news reports that these news reports can list people that commit crimes as men despite allegedly not identifying as being a man. And now, when we're talking about these victims, we can say these victims are men who have sex with men. Somebody in that equation is calling themselves a woman. So, if we're doing things the way that the world wants us to do things, are we addressing that properly? That's my question. My man Hobbs says, who here is getting that monkeypox vaccine? That's a good question. I'll tell you who's probably getting it. You guys want to see who's probably getting it? This guy right here. Because he's bored that he's not watching Peyton Gendron shoot up people at Tops. You can't mention the protected classes in any negative light. Now, I find that fascinating. What is anybody protecting them from? They're not getting too much protection from monkeypox, it doesn't seem. I just happened to notice that. Now, check this out. It says gay and bisexual communities tend to have particularly high awareness and rapid health-seeking behavior when it comes to their community's sex health. Dr. Hans Henry P. Clerge, the WHO director for Europe, said in a statement last week, noting that those who saw early healthcare services should be applauded. What is you guys' response to that? What do you guys think about that? But anyone can be infected with monkeypox. The close in close contact is a key element in the transmission of monkeypox. That, along with the fact that the virus causes monkeypox, appears to have a slower reproduction rate than the COVID-19 virus, sets it apart from the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Dr. Tom Inglesby, director of the Center for Health Security at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, said Tuesday in a media briefing. While scientists are still learning about monkeypox and the newer outbreaks, it's not acting like influenza or COVID or chickenpox or measles, things that spread quickly in an unvaccinated community, Ingleby says. It's acting much more like a disease that requires close contact. It's not a situation where if you're passing someone at a grocery store, they're going to be at risk for monkeypox. Dr. Jennifer McKiston, deputy director at the Division of High Consequence Pathogens and Pathology, said in a May briefing at the CDC. In my opinion, people who will be vulnerable to this, since this is allegedly going on in, quote, men who have sex with men, are people who aren't aware that men are having sex with men and are engaged with those men. Those people would be at a high risk for this, in my opinion. And a lot of times people tend to have issues with disclosure when it comes to disclosing those intimate details. They tend to keep it a secret. Hobbs says it was reported that Wuhan was experimenting with monkeypox 2 years ago. I didn't know that. Jesse said, what's the number of outbreaks on folks who live on top of the rare earth mineral deposits? Right. That's a good question. Because many of the recent cases of monkeypox in Europe have resulted in lesions in the genital region and resemble symptoms of sexually transmitted disease infections like herpes. You should ask to be evaluated if you have an unexplained rash in your genital region, Dr. John Brooks, epidemiologist in the Division of HIV and AIDS Prevention, said at a May CDC media briefing. Now, I find that fascinating because most of the pictures of monkeypox that they show pictures of people's faces and people's hands, and they don't really make an indication that that's where a lot of the infections take place. So what I'm getting out of this is that they're not really saying a lot of pertinent information about monkeypox for a particular reason. And I think that that particular reason could possibly be because there's a particular protected community that they don't really want to deal with the backlash of talking about. Carla said that she heard that too. So now here it says monkeypox versus smallpox. How contagious are they? Symptoms of monkeypox in humans are similar to, but milder than smallpox, which the WHO declared eliminated in 1980. Now, what I find fascinating is that they've eliminated these cases of smallpox, but I do believe that they still have smallpox on ice at the CDC laboratories. So, you know, that you can leave that up to your imagination. A monkeypox infection usually begins with flu-like symptoms, including fatigue, intense headache, fever, and swollen lymph nodes. With 1 to 3 days of a fever developing, according to the CDC, a rash typically develops. It started on the face before swelling, but this isn't always the case. The rash or monkeypox lesions can be flat or raised, full of clear or yellowish fluid, and will eventually dry up and fall off. Illness typically lasts for 2 to 4 weeks. The incubation period ranges from 5 to 21 days, according to the CDC. Importantly, Adalja said monkeypox is not contagious during the incubation period, so it doesn't have the ability to spread the way certain viruses like the flu or COVID-19 can. So this is what Hobb was talking about. Is there a vaccine for monkeypox? Now, here's my question. How many of you guys are getting that vaccine for monkeypox? That's what Hobb asked. If you guys are getting that vaccine for monkeypox, throw me some thumbs up in the chat. If you're not getting that vaccine for monkeypox, give me some thumbs down. Yes, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved Janos to prevent monkeypox as well as smallpox, which I find fascinating because why if the CDC has declared smallpox as eliminated, why do we need anything, as far as a vaccination? Why is that relevant? Because monkeypox is so closely related to smallpox, vaccines for smallpox are also effective against monkeypox. In addition to Janos, the U.S. has another smallpox vaccine in its stockpile called a CAM 2000. So that's interesting. We got a lot of stockpiled vaccinations for a disease that we apparently, allegedly, shouldn't be worried about, right? That's my question to you guys. Why are we stockpiling these vaccines if we're not worried about monkeypox, smallpox? Think about that. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is adding an additional 36,000 doses of monkeypox vaccine to its stockpile, Reuters reported on Monday. Vaccines may be distributed to people who have high-risk exposures to monkeypox, CNBC reports, and they aren't being given to the general public. In the UK, higher risk contacts of people who have monkeypox have been offered vaccines. This type of targeted vaccination is what Adalja calls ring vaccination, where health officials isolate the infected person and vaccinate their close contacts to stop the spread. Antivirals that work against smallpox would also have an impact against monkeypox, he said. Here's my question. Is this different than how COVID-19 was treated? Oh, look at this. I didn't know that the Nightbot had blocked you, Abby. Hold on real quick. How did the Nightbot manage to do that? Hold on. Let me see something. Hold on. Give me a second. Real quick. If you guys haven't smashed that like button on the stream, make sure you guys smash that like button. Let me see. It doesn't say that you're blocked. So I don't know what's going on there. But it says that you should be cool. It says that you should be able to comment. It doesn't have you blocked. It doesn't have you hidden. Did it time you out or something? That's stupid ass Nightbot. So now here it says Dr. Daniel Pastula, Chief of Neuroinfectious Diseases and Associate Professor of Neurology, Medicine, and Epidemiology at the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus, said the vaccine is used in people who've been exposed but aren't yet showing symptoms of monkeypox because the incubation period for the disease is so long. Basically, what you're doing is stimulating the immune system with the vaccine and getting the immune system to recognize the virus before the virus has a chance to ramp up, Pastula said. Though healthcare and lab professionals who work directly with monkeypox are recommended to receive smallpox vaccines and even boosters, the original smallpox vaccines aren't available to the general public and haven't been made widely administered in the United States since the early 1970s. Because of this, any spillover or cross-protective immunity from smallpox vaccines would be limited to older people, the WHO said. According to the WHO, vaccination against smallpox was shown to be about 85% effective at preventing monkeypox. Abby says that the Nightbot is clipping everybody. Have you guys gotten is there anybody that can comment that got blocked by Nightbot? It's not showing that anybody's blocked on here, and I can't see it. But if you guys can type in who it's saying that the Nightbot blocked, that would be great. Hold on, let me look at this real quick. Yeah, it's not showing anybody hidden. So I don't know why the Nightbot is doing that dumbass shit. AB says, I think it timed her out. Okay, all right. Oh, it timed out Al B Black too. Ain't nobody even spamming. Like, why is this thing doing this dumbass shit? So now here it says the big picture. It's helpful to be aware of the symptoms of monkeypox, especially if more cases develop in the U.S., according to Pastula, but there's no cause for panic. This shows the need for public health, Pastula said. As we saw with COVID, it's so important to have a robust public health system and to support our public health system. This is the same kind of public health system that was responsible for the Tuskegee study. Hold on real quick, man. Let me see something real quick. Nightbot is acting stupid. Real quick, y'all, while I'm doing this, if y'all could smash that like button and hit the bell, make sure that y'all smash the like button and hit the bell. Let me see. Hold on. Give me 2 more seconds. Oh, hold on. Here we go. All right. All right. Let me know if you guys are still getting blocked by that Nightbot. That Nightbot is acting dumb. Ain't nobody got time for that. So now here it says it also calls attention to the wide variety of viruses we live with. All zoonotic diseases, which include COVID-19, have the potential to be serious, which is why monitoring them is so important, he said. I think it shows that there are lots of potential zoonotic threats. These are diseases that can hop from animals to humans, Pastula said. So here's my question for you guys. List some zoonotic diseases that you all are familiar with. Give me some names of some zoonotic diseases that you all are familiar with. This exemplifies the need for public health surveillance, he said, but it also really shows that we should be careful and deliberate in our interactions with both wild and domestic animals. You think? I mean, that's kind of common sense. It's also a developing situation, he said, so recommendations made by public health officials will change as the information does. The same goes for all diseases and new science. All right. So that's the end of this article. Now, this is interesting. What to do if you find a tick, Lyme disease symptoms, and more. So, like I said, since C19 has kind of calmed down, we'll be talking about more stuff like that. More stuff involving health, diseases, epidemiology, and still C19 content on this channel. So now here's my question. Can you guys give me a list of the states that monkeypox has shown up in here in the United States? 12 states. Monkeypox is now in 12 states. These pictures can help identify symptoms. You guys get to see some of these yummy symptoms. You know what I'm saying? This is an article from June 7th. So this is from yesterday. Monkeypox pictures aren't for the faint at heart, but they can help identify monkeypox symptoms as the outbreak of the virus continues to spread around the globe. A total of 31 monkeypox cases have been confirmed in 12 U.S. states and the District of Columbia as of Monday. There were over 1,000 cases in 29 countries where the virus is not usually found, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease and Control. The U.S. state with the most cases of monkeypox is New York with 7, followed by California with 6, Florida with 4, and Colorado with 3. Now let's pause for a moment. New York and California just lead the United States with everything. All right, so Abby, you're back. Nah, the Nightbot is gone. Try to wave again. Everybody put down a bunch of emojis and see what happens. I booted the Nightbot. I don't know why it does that. It shouldn't be blocking people or doing anything like that. Like, it's just supposed to put the links into the chat that I ask it to. And it doesn't do that. It decides to go above and beyond and start blocking people that I didn't ask it to block, which I find fascinating because in the other streams, when we have a bunch of trolls talking crazy, it doesn't do shit. So there's that. So now here it says Illinois and Utah have each reported 2 cases. The following have reported 1 case as of Monday: Washington, D.C., Georgia, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Washington State. These pictures right here, these aren't the most disgusting pictures of monkeypox that I've seen. But these aren't the best looking pictures. Like, I wouldn't want to sit here and stare at this shit all night. Do you guys want to sit here and stare at this all night? I don't. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the first confirmed U.S. case in the outbreak was in a Massachusetts man who traveled to Canada. The overwhelming majority of cases in the U.S. have been linked to international travel. Captain Jennifer McQuisson, DVM, Deputy Director of the CDC's Division of High Consequence Pathogens and Pathology, said in a media briefing on Friday. But she stressed there could be community-level transmission between people taking place, as one person in an undisclosed case doesn't know how they were infected. Now, what I find fascinating, and I think is an important question to ask, is that first person who was infected that they detected in Massachusetts, was that person LGBTQ? Was he, as they say, a man who has sex with other men? I think that that's an interesting detail that, kind of is important. So it looks like Nightbot is out of here. Looks like the Nightbot is gone. You are now safe to drop those emojis as you wish. You know what I'm saying? So now here says, I want to emphasize that this could be happening in other parts of the United States, she said. We really want to encourage physicians that if they see a rash and they're concerned it might be monkeypox, to go ahead and test for that. The risk to the public in the U.S. is still believed to be low, the CDC has said, though the agency has raised its travel warning from level 1 to level 2 over the weekend, meaning people traveling outside the U.S. should take enhanced precautions, primarily avoiding close contact with sick people, wild animals, and materials contaminated by sick people. What would materials contaminated by sick people be? What are we talking about there? Yeah, and that's a fact, AB. It is very important information to know how they are definitely trying to portray many Africans as the carriers of this. All you got to do is Google some pictures of monkeypox, and they have literally made black people the face of monkeypox. Literally, just Google monkeypox and see what you see. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says monkeypox can spread through large respiratory droplets or contact with bodily fluids or lesions of an infected person. Now, that's interesting because I didn't hear about this traveling in large respiratory droplets part. So that's something to take note of. That's not good. It's very easy to spread through respiratory. That's one of the things that makes C19 so easy to spread because of the respiratory spreading. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 13 likes. If everybody smashes that like button, we will definitely have 27 likes and we will be well on our way. So help your boy out. Make sure y'all smash that like button, share the video out. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know how to do. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of scary. So now here it says all U.S. patients are either recovered or recovering, and no deaths have been reported in this outbreak in the U.S. or in other countries. Monkeypox, symptoms and transmission. Now, this is interesting because that other article had a pretty definitive way of how this is transmitted. Talked about it in pretty good detail. Let's see how you guys' retention is. How do you transmit monkeypox? Monkeypox is a rare disease that's usually found in Central and West Africa, where it kills as many as 1 in 10 people who contract it, according to the CDC. In the U.S., there are at least 2 genetically distinct variants of the monkeypox virus circulating, and they've both been connected to strains of the virus that have been circulating in Nigeria since 2017. Now, you guys remember that very first article that we read? What did they say in that very first article about Nigeria? Didn't they say that Russia came out with some documents that showed that the United States had biolabs set up in Nigeria where they could have possibly been working with this? What will the consequences be for that? And who should face those consequences? The majority of the U.S. cases where virus has been sequenced have been linked to the variant driving the outbreak in Europe, which is less severe than other monkeypox virus variants. Monkeypox symptoms are similar to those of smallpox, including fevers, headaches, muscle aches, chills, exhaustion, and rash, but it's much less contagious than smallpox. If there is no specific treatment for monkeypox, but the smallpox vaccine, antivirals, and other treatments can be used to control an outbreak. Now, I find it interesting. I guess it's a good thing, but I find it interesting that the smallpox treatment is the immediate go-to for this. Monkeypox virus is usually spread when a person comes in contact with an infected animal, human, or material contaminated with the virus. Again, my question is, what material are we talking about here? What material are we talking about that's contaminated with the virus? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That and that. If you guys agree with AB and Jesse, give me some thumbs up in the chat. If you disagree, give me a thumbs down. You know what I'm saying? It's believed that most human-to-human transmission spreads through large respiratory droplets from prolonged face-to-face contact per the CDC. It's also possible for monkeypox to be spread through contact with a lesion from rash or bodily fluids. Now, this continued talking about face-to-face contact, that's a lot different than what the last article was saying. It's a lot different than what the last article was saying. That's interesting. You know what I'm saying? The multi-country outbreak, which the World Health Organization has been tracking since May 13th, has not yet been linked to any areas where the virus is usually found. That's another interesting thing. They haven't been linking this outbreak to any of the places in Africa, which I find fascinating because somehow when showing the pictures of the virus, like Ashanti said, that's who they're using as the face of this infection. So what sense does that make? That's another question for you guys. Let me know what you guys think about that. This is the first time we're seeing cases across many countries at the same time in people who have not traveled to the endemic regions in Africa, said Rosamund Lewis, WHO's head smallpox secretary, in a live Q&A last month when asked why there's so much concern now, even though the disease has been around for the last 40 years. And I think that's a valid question. Why so much concern now? And the disease has been around for 40 years. I mean, why is that? The current outbreak is not typical, added Andy Seal, advisor to WHO's HIV, hepatitis, and sexually transmitted infection programs, referring to patterns of transmission observed so far. The U.S. cases have primarily, but not exclusively, been identified in, look at this, the U.S. cases have primarily, but not exclusively, been identified in men who have sex with men, the CDC said on Friday. Again, how does this work? We're calling these men that have sex with men, but in this equation, some of those men don't identify as men, and allegedly, that's not how we're supposed to be talking about these things. So how in a world where everybody can name themselves their own gender identity, how do you have men that have sex with men? How does that work? Does anybody got the answer for that for me? How does that work, y'all? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 14 likes and we got 15 people watching. If everybody smashes that like button, we will have 39. That would be awesome. I think that's a fair question. Now I got a question for you guys. Off the topic of this, gender topics. All right. Matt Walsh has come out with some pretty interesting videos discussing gender topics. Those always make for fun reaction live streams. My question is, would you guys be interested in checking those out and having a discussion about them? If that's something that you guys would be interested in, y'all know what to do. Drop some radiation emojis in the chat. If that's not something you guys would be interested in, throw some thumbs down in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, Seal added that cases have often been linked to travel and close contact, possibly through sexual contact. We're still in the early days of this outbreak, so there's a lot we're still learning. He went on to stress that monkeypox, look at this. He went on to stress that monkeypox is not a, quote, gay disease. Anybody can contract monkeypox through close contact. There are 2 vaccines being offered to people who have been exposed to monkeypox since the U.S. outbreak began. The CDC maintains a stockpile, but it's not available to the general public. So basically, this article is mirroring what we've read already. Monkeypox symptoms, pictures and a timeline. Monkeypox symptoms usually start to appear 1 to 2 weeks after exposure, but the incubation period can be as short as 5 days or as long as 21 days, according to the CDC. In this outbreak, symptoms have sometimes looked different from the classical clinical picture of monkeypox, WHO said in a release on Saturday. Now, here's my question for everybody here. What is the classic clinical picture for monkeypox? What is that? What does that look like? Give me a description in the comment section that I can read, and I'll have a vivid 4K picture of the clinical appearance of monkeypox. So now here it says the most common symptom in this outbreak have included lesions. Look at this. Look at this. I want you guys to pay close attention to this. The most common symptoms in this outbreak have included lesions around the genitals and anus, the anus. Fever, swollen lymph nodes, oral sores, and pain when swallowing. In this outbreak, rashes around the anus and genitals have not always spread to other body parts. So they stick around. They stay local down there where they came from. And rashes will often appear before symptoms like the fever or both, which are unusual for monkeypox. So they down round and they down round down there. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't sound like kissing to me unless you're kissing ass with your tongue. So I find that interesting. Where do they get the face-to-face contact part of that? And then the most common areas of it are the anus and the genitalia. How does that work? Anybody got any answers on that one? I don't. So now here it says a CDC report published on Friday explained that the Massachusetts man's first rash appeared around his anus and genitals. So I guess we can kind of narrow some things down here. You know what I'm saying? We can kind of narrow some things down. I bet you that's not very comfortable. I don't think that that's comfortable. Yeah, I'm saying. I don't think that's comfortable at all. I don't think that's comfortable at all. A New York City resident was treated for an oral lesion. Oh, look at this. This is what I told you. The New York City resident was treated for an oral lesion and a rash around the anus, initially presumed to be a common sexually transmitted infection. Let me just make something perfectly clear. There's nothing common about something being wrong with your anus. There's nothing common about that. Okay? That's not the common shit. Just so we're all clear on that. Did he say ouch? I bet you he did. Probably a bunch of times. Did it stop anything? Did it deter anything? You know what I'm saying? That's another interesting question. Prior to this pandemic, monkeypox symptoms usually began with fever. Okay. Headache, backaches, getting that back blown out, and lethargy lasting 1 to 2 days. Lewis said last month, traditionally next a rash will appear, which starts as a red discoloration around the skin. It usually starts on the face and then progresses to the legs, the arms, the legs, then hands, feet, and rest of body. Now that's not what's being reported, though. What's being reported is down the throat and the anus and the genitalia. So where is it starting and how is it spreading there? Well, my thing is, it's not. They keep saying face to face, and then all of a sudden we have these anus issues, and these inside the mouth issues. You know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of anomalies, as they would call it, popping off here, just like these motherfucking zits popping off all over the place. This phase also lasts 1 to 2 days. Next comes what are referred to as papules, and that's when the rash becomes raised on the skin instead of flat. This also lasts 1 or 2 days. So here we go. We got this, and now we got this. You see here, on the hands. Next is the vesicle phase, or as Lewis calls them, blisters, in which lesions are raised and filled with clear fluid, usually starting on the 4th or 5th day of symptoms and lasting another 1 to 2 days. Ooh, damn. Vesicles are followed by pustules, when the blisters fill with a whitish fluid that looks like pus, Lewis said, usually found around the 6th or 7th day of symptoms. According to the CDC, they're usually firm to the touch, develop a dent in the center called an umbilication, and last an additional 5 to 7 days. That looks extremely painful. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to drag anybody. Those hands do not look extremely clean. Yeah. Manhole issues. When you have 4 people popping in and out of the manhole like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, could lead to a problem. They said this was one of those things that jumps from animals to people. So if you got Mutant Ninja Turtles hopping in and out of the manhole, clearly we can see how monkeypox would become a problem, I guess. Starting with, you know, the face. Ugh. After about 2 weeks of symptoms, the lesions can start to crust and scab over, and the scabs last for another week before falling off. You're inconvenienced by this for damn near a month, it seems like. All different stages. You know what I'm saying? Just like a video game. Nasty. AB Promotion says, is that a man's hand or is that a woman's hand? Judging by the rings, it's a woman's hand. A lot going on that hand. You know, a lot going on there. A lot. Scars and skin discoloration may persist after the scabs are gone, but you're no longer contagious after the scabs have fallen off. The CDC is encouraging anyone who develops a new unexplained rash on any part of the body, regardless of the presence of fever or chills, to seek medical attention immediately and avoid contact with others. Prior to this month, the most recent monkeypox cases in the United States were in July and November of 2021, both associated with travel. Before that, there was an outbreak in 2003, with everyone infected having contracted the disease from animals imported from Ghana. All right. Now, I find that fascinating. What do you guys think? I'm still kind of shell-shocked. And had the nerve and had the audacity. She had the audacity to be tatted. Let me just go ahead and get tatted up. Let you go on and do it, man. Go on ahead with your bad self. Go on and get tatted up. You know what I'm saying? LA County records second case of suspected monkeypox. I all of a sudden take back everything that I said about palm trees. I take it all back. I was just playing. I take back everything that I said about palm trees. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 14 likes. If everybody's watching the video could smash that like button, we would have, I believe, 27. So please take a moment. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Also, make sure you guys share the video out if you have not shared the video out. You know what I'm saying? If you're not subscribed to the channel, do that. Make sure y'all hit that bell. Here's my question, you guys. Do you guys think that this is going to develop into a big problem? I think this has the potential to develop into a very interesting problem. Oh, stop it. AB Promotion says, I guess her husband has a surprise. Man, that's a surprise don't nobody want. Don't remember Blue Streak Martin was like, don't nobody want to go to jail in Mexico. Don't nobody want to go to jail in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Abby said, oh my God, that's science from the movie Gia when she's sick and shooting up into an infected spot. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Carla said, what animals did they import? Meerkats, huh? Yeah, I think it was, they said prairie dogs, if I'm not mistaken. That's one of the places where it first imported from. Was the prairie dogs. This is trife. I'm sorry. This is extremely trifling. There's no other way to put this. There's nothing that you can do to be politically correct about this. It is what it is. It's nasty. You know. It's nasty. This is what we got popping off in LA County. LA County has reported its second suspected case of monkeypox. Now, what I find interesting and what I want to pose as a question, not meant to be an offensive question, a question that I feel is a legitimate question. As we're reading these articles, they repeatedly state how many of the U.S. cases are being found in, as they say, quote, men who, quote, have sex with other men, end quote, right? That's what they say. That's what they say these things are being found at. Do you all feel that in states where there's a high concentration of men who have sex with men, that there will more likely be larger numbers of this thing? To me, that would be the most, that would make the most sense as far as the pattern of how this thing travels. My question is, do you all agree with that logic? If you all agree with that logic, let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up. If you disagree with that logic, give me a thumbs down and let me know why you disagree. Me personally, in my opinion, I think that makes sense. I think that that's literally a very logical deduction to come to. I don't see why that wouldn't make sense to somebody. But a lot of times, a lot of things don't make sense. So if it doesn't make sense, I think that it would make for a good discussion, something for us to talk about. But I think that that's why we see these outbreaks in the areas that we see them, because in those areas that we see them, there's a high concentration of, as they so eloquently put it, men, quote, having sex, quote, with other men, quote. End quote. Oh, God, stop it. It's disproportionately affecting people that are getting flowed out. Do you think that this is something that Amber Heard will have to struggle through? do you guys think that this is something that Amber Heard will have to struggle through or no? Will she deal with this? And then will The Root come out with an article that says, what does Amber Heard's struggle with monkeypox? What can we learn from it? Oh, shit. The Department of Public Health on Wednesday said that the latest case occurred in an adult who recently traveled. They are symptomatic, but doing well and isolating away from others, officials said in a statement. That brings the total of confirmed and suspected monkeypox cases in California to 8 as of Wednesday afternoon. The numbers are slowly creeping up there. Oh shit, man. That's funny as hell. Let everybody gather around and hold hands and let's ask what we can all learn. You know what I'm saying? I can't learn shit from that, but okay, you know. The risk of monkeypox in the general population remains low, county health officials said in a statement. Sacramento County has reported 5 confirmed and suspected monkeypox cases, according to the California Department of Public Health, while San Francisco reported 1 suspected case on Friday. Los Angeles County Public Health Director Barbara Ferrer said last week that there's no indication that there's going to be a massive outbreak of monkeypox locally, but added that we need to be prepared for seeing more cases. LA County spreaded its first suspected case last week. Both cases in LA County occurred in people who recently traveled. They were both under isolation. So these people that are traveling, it seems like, are also the ones who tend to travel, get to a destination, and then spread it. And I agree. I got to agree with AB Promotions. AB says, look, you can't be naive about people traveling internationally to see each other for whatever reasons they want to see each other. I'm just saying. And that's a fact. And in my opinion, I think that actually correlates to why we're seeing so many of these cases being intercepted through travel. You know what I'm saying? I think that says something. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys agree with that, let your boy know. If you disagree, let me know. While most cases resolve on their own, monkeypox can be serious in rare cases, and we want to prevent spread in the community, said Dr. Susan Phillip, the health officer in San Francisco. As of Wednesday afternoon, there were 40 confirmed and suspected cases of monkeypox naturally, with the most in New York, 9, California, 8, Florida, 4, Colorado and Illinois, 3 each, Utah and the District of Columbia, 2 each. Now, I got a question for you guys. How soon or at all do you all think that this will be a national issue? If you guys think that this will indeed at some point be a national issue, let me know in the comment section. If you think it's going to be restricted to where it's at currently, also let me know. Okay. So now here it says in the current outbreak, 1,200 confirmed and suspected monkeypox cases have been reported in 29 countries, mostly in Europe and North America. Of them, Britain has reported more than 300, Spain and Portugal about 2,000 each, and Germany and Canada more than 100 each. Officials said that it was crucial that the people become aware of the symptoms and healthcare providers be on alert for new cases, as the telltale rash, which in some recent cases has been seen in the genital area, can sometimes appear similar to more common sexually transmitted infections. Health officials say they're hoping to contain the monkeypox outbreak, but say it's possible that there is already community spread of the virus. We're going to keep track on this. We're definitely going to keep track of this disease. This is the next disease that I could see becoming politicized because of who it's affecting. Now, my question is, do you all think that they'll politicize it? And if they do politicize it, how long will it be until they politicize it? That's my question for you guys. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? The specific monkeypox variant that has been found in most U.S. cases has been linked to the variant in Europe. Captain Jennifer McQuiston, Deputy Director of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Division of High Consequence Pathogens and Pathology, said at a news briefing last week. Nationally, most of the monkeypox cases known to the CDC involve people who have recently traveled or who have had close contact with someone who was infected. But at least one of the recent cases in the U.S. involves someone who doesn't know how he or she was exposed to the virus, McKiston said. Now, here's my question. Do you all believe that these people don't know how they were exposed to the virus? It seems to me that most of these people have a memorable experience while being exposed to the virus. AB Promotion says, I don't think it's going to be national. I don't think it's going to be either. I don't think it's going to be national either. And I have to agree. I think they're politicizing it now. I got to agree. So now here it says this could be happening in other parts of the United States. There could be community level transmission that is happening. And that's why we want to really increase our surveillance efforts, McKiston said. We want to really encourage physicians that if they see a rash and they're concerned about it, it might be monkeypox, go ahead and test for that. So now here's my thoughts on this. This part right here is literally copy and pasted from what we read in the article of CNET. They've gone beyond talking about LA County, and they've now went to repeating what was being said about monkeypox in general. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that we need to take up more time with reading what we've already read. I think we have a really good understanding of what's going on with monkeypox. Your boy is going to be doing some more frequent streams on monkeypox. So make sure that if you're not subscribed to the channel, that you subscribe, hit that bell icon twice. If you're not subscribed to my other channels, make sure you take a moment, subscribe to the other channels. Because like I said, your boy is back in gear. Your boy is going to be back to putting out that content. We're going to be back to chopping it up. All right. Your boy is actually probably going to be doing like 2 or 3 more streams tonight. So if everybody doesn't end up falling asleep, y'all can catch those streams later on tonight, or you can watch the replay. That always helps. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my man Ashanti Black for being a stream sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, that helps. All right. Probably in about an hour, your boy will be live again on Blacklight Revelations 2. We'll be talking about something interesting that went down in Ohio. If we get done with that in a timely fashion, we'll be talking about the Lizzo thing. And then we will be finishing out the night with some news, reviews, and reactions. So if you're not subscribed to Blacklight Revelations news, reviews, and reactions, make sure that you hit the bell icon twice on that channel. All right. And I will see you all momentarily. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure that you guys catch me on the next video. All right? Peace.